Hello explorers.
Hello.
We're in Jekyll Island, Georgia today, here to explore this tiny island.
So when we entered the island, we were pleasantly surprised. The nature of it has been preserved. And then sprinkled throughout, you'll find resorts and non-commercialized stores.
Yes, it has kind of an interesting past. It's been bought and sold many times by different people.
Yeah, Georgia ended up taking it. They told them, hey, we want back taxes. So now there's all these old cottages on this island too that you can check out. Plus, behind us, there's like a giant old hotel that one day we want to stay at.
Yeah, we will be back.
Yeah.
It's only 7 miles long.
Yeah, and lots of beaches.
Yeah. Well, let's go take everybody around and show them what there is to do.
Yep, let's go. Our first stop, of course, is a water park. It's called Summer Waves Water Park. It costs about $25 per person to get in. They have tons of water slides, lazy rivers. If you have little guys, it costs $2 for them to get in, but they give you swim shorts for them so that the kids can go in, because they're very particular about no diapers in the water. Let's go check it out though. There's tons of different things. There's places to eat, all kinds of stuff. You can also rent lockers over here. They have small, medium, and large. So this is a small, it holds your wallets, your phones, all that stuff, an extra camera.
Maybe a small purse. We do have bigger ones over here though, should you need it.
Yeah, so see here, this is what they look like, the size and the price. The small, and then you have a medium that's 15 and a large for big bag stuff.
If you get hungry, they got Larry's Giant Subs. We actually tried that yesterday. It was pretty good.
They have a map here. You can check out all the little areas.
Behind me is the Frantic Atlantic. You can't have a water park without a wave pool. They have tubes that you can use while you're in the wave pool.
Time to get in. Don't lose your glasses. All right. So I stole myself a raft.
This is my nephew Ben and my sister-in-law Katie.
Hi. Say hi.
Hello. So they have Shark Tooth Cove, which looks like it's for the little guys. It can only be a height of 60 inches to enjoy it.
So if you don't want to sit in the lounge chairs over there and you want something more private, they do have cabanas here. They're $175 Monday through Thursday and $225 on the weekends and holidays. Like most water parks, they have a lazy river. This is like my favorite part of all water parks. And they do provide tubes, so you don't have to bring your own. Some of these slides, actually, they'll have names and they'll tell you their intensity. High, thrill, thunder, tell you the height requirements, and all that stuff.
Make sure you bring water shoes.
Not flip-flops.
Yes, unfortunately we don't have ours because we just spent all that time in Ireland and we didn't really go in the water. Little splash pad for the little guys. What'd you think?
It was really slow. Was yours fast?
No, see, mine was a little bit faster.
I think that's gonna be it for the water park. This place is a lot of fun, and it's a great day at least.
Yeah.
Bring a snack if you don't want to order because it's really expensive.
Yeah, a lot of it has been pricey.
Yeah. So, but if you want lunch, they have lunch there too.
Yep. All right, on to the next stop.
Our next stop is just right across the road. It's called the Horton House. It's this abandoned structure that when you're driving by, it's just there. Let's go check it out.
Behind me is the Horton House, which was built by William Horton. He was granted Jekyll Island by the Georgia trustees, and in 1743, he rebuilt this house and lived here until 1749. What was also interesting to find out was that Major Horton had succeeded Oglethorpe, which is a common and more familiar name around this area.
Yeah, you hear about him in Savannah.
Yeah, and he was the commander of the regiment of the British troops. Oh, okay, yeah, it looks like it's made out of tabby, so that's why it stood the test of time.
If you don't know what tabby is, it's kind of like lime, water, sand, and oyster shells, as you can see. And it's all mixed into a mortar and then formed into what you see today.
This technology was brought by the Spaniards, the very people that destroyed his first house.
Looks like we shorted up a little. So we found this sign that says Horton's Pond. We don't know how far it goes back, but we're gonna walk back there and see if we can't find anything. Keep walking and you think maybe it's not back here, but look for the sign that says Horton's Pond and keep following it. We found the pond. It's really cool. They built an observational deck. In 2015, there was all these improvements that happened to this area. They built this really neat observational deck.
Gators down here. Definitely worth the hike because it looks like you'll get a few out here. Well, that was a good reward at the end.
Yeah, we got to see some gators.
Yeah. We also had a local tell us that we don't have to wind through the woods again, so we're gonna take the easy street and walk all the way around.
Yeah.
If you're into hiking, you can take it back.
The next place we're gonna go check out is an old cemetery. It's called DuBignon Cemetery. This place was kind of, at first, had indentured servitude as people came over to the island. The plaque was saying that this guy named DuBignon, which is where we're going, to the cemetery, he had 59 slaves that he had brought to the island, and they made stuff like Irish potatoes and sweet potatoes and peas on the island.
It looks like that the plantation that Christophe DuBignon owned had its good years and bad years, and when he eventually passed, his son Henry inherited the whole island. Could you actually imagine inheriting the island? Looks like this may occasionally be locked. We don't know if there's a certain time that they do that, but it's open right now.
The cemetery actually has 3 graves from the DuBignon family. These 3 people would have ran the island for 4 generations. That's a long time. For some reason, they actually allowed 2 locals who drowned here in 1912 to put their graves here too. So there are 5 total grave sites in this graveyard.
But both actually had drowned on the island.
Yeah, on the same day.
We were actually out here at sunset, and we were getting eaten alive because we didn't bring bug spray. Make sure you bring bug spray or be prepared to be eaten by the local bugs. Over here is the remains of an old warehouse that stood at the same time as the DuBignon house. Over here are the warehouse ruins. If you go just behind the Horton house and the cemetery, you'll find them. And because Jekyll Island was isolated in the 18th and 19th century, it was very important for the DuBignon family to be self-sufficient. So they have the remains of this warehouse here. This warehouse would have been operating on the plantation.
Our next stop is the Georgia Sea Turtle Center. Unfortunately, we can't record inside, but we'll tell you a little bit about it. It's $11 to get in. You can make reservations online, which is highly recommended. We don't have reservations, so hopefully we can still get in. This is Georgia's only sea turtle and rehabilitation center. And their main goal is to teach the public about sea turtles and about the rehabilitation that goes on in the center. We'll see if we can't snap a few photos, and when we come out, we'll tell you a little bit more about the place.
A lot of information can be found in there. It was pretty cool. One of the things that I learned was that sea turtles can't retract to themselves. I never really thought about that part. They can kind of fold against their shell, but they can't retract into their shell. That was pretty cool to learn.
A lot of friendly people who volunteer there. They were telling me more about sea turtles in general. So they're more of a loner kind of creature. Once they have their babies, they're back into the world. They like their space. They're born kind of with the knowledge of what to do. Here on the island, they're born mostly at night, and they use the moon to guide them.
They also have a viewing area where you can see surgeries and rehabilitation being done. They had a little turtle that was unfortunately hit by a car during the mating season, and its jaw was dislocated. They have to perform surgery on it. Well, after rehabilitation, it's not going to be able to eat. So they're performing surgery to insert a tube in its esophagus to allow them to feed it while it's recovering.
They do have a sea turtle hospital on the facility. We're gonna go check out. We'll take some more pictures. This is kind of where all the sea turtles that are injured, they come in here and they get rehabilitated before they're put back into the ocean.
Kind of sad to see that most of the accidents or patients are recovering from boating accidents or fishing.
A lot of dredging. And a lot of anemia.
Yeah. So I mean, it seems to be affecting a lot of marine life in that. So
yeah, unfortunately, it's very sad.
It's just one of those bad things that happens.
But this place is amazing. If you have the time, come check it out. It's definitely worth it, and you get to see all the turtles.
Yep, they're very cute. Our next stop is the Jekyll Mosaic Museum and Tours. We're actually about to take a trolley tour, but we're gonna stop at the museum afterwards.
So there are 2 trolleys on this island. This one comes with the museum, and this is the only one where at certain times of the day you get to view a certain cottage and you can go inside. The other trolley tour will just take you around and show you the historical stuff. This one actually lets you get inside of it.
So this comes with a listening device, and you can hear the driver as she points out things.
We just heard from the lady. We're going to Hollybourne Cottage. Right now they're still fixing it up, so there is no furniture in it, whereas some of the other cottages may have had furniture in it. But this one is still being restored.
All right.
Here we go.
So 11 of the 16 original cottages still are on this site.
The owners of the Moss Cottage, they were called the Lovebirds because they wouldn't travel anywhere on this island unless they were holding hands. That's so sweet.
Okay, this is the Hollybourne Cottage. They've been restoring this piece for 40 years, and it's actually made out of tabby. Nobody had told them how to pour tabby, so because it's still made up and they're trying to keep the original pieces to it, it's taken quite a while to
40 years.
restore it. The steps leading up are if you had been walk-up visitor or your carriage was away. But they also have a carriage step, which lined up. So as soon as the carriage pulled up, you could just step right out and go up to the doorway.
These were the owners of the cottage. And then pictures, original photos.
This is the original tabby, and that's the wood that was behind the tabby. They had to switch the materials because tabby sweats if it's not sealed properly, and it was causing the wood to rot. So in order to replace that, they started using the sheetrock.
We're in Faith Chapel right now. It comes with your ticket with the museum and the trolley tour. Well, normally it's $5 to get into this, but also when it's contemplation time, it's free to get in.
That was a fascinating tour. There are multiple tours that you can take on the island. It was $20 per person, and that was including the museum. The other one was $25, but that actually took you around the island to see like the Horton House
and all that stuff,
and a few various other locations.
Yeah.
But now that our tour is over, let's go take a look inside the museum.
What we were being told on the tour, in 1947, Georgia bought this island and transformed it from the resort it was to putting homes and hotels and centers and all that stuff. This museum actually looks like it's interactive. You can get in the car and take pictures. There's a driving simulation. There's little areas for kids to play. You can touch things, you know, my kind of museum.
I found my new home.
We're gonna sail it back to Ireland.
Yes.
You drive around the area and you can see all the different houses.
After you're done with the museum, they have a little gift shop over here.
Yeah.
Looks like they got old sweets. This is Hiccup.
Aw, hello Hiccup.
Our next stop is Driftwood Beach.
This beach is incredible. So we've been here 3 different times and it's always different.
It offers like a unique view no matter what time or whether you show up. It's this eerie but almost natural phenomenon.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are a lot of bugs here, so bring some bug spray when you come out.
Right.
But it's pretty incredible.
Yeah. One thing we wanted to note was that you can go stick your feet in the water, but as to whether you can swim or not, that's subjective. We did see pieces of metal like tread from either a tractor or a tank laying in the ground, and that was some sharp metal.
It wasn't there when we were here the one time, and then all of a sudden it was exposed when the tide went out. So just be careful when you're in the water.
We'll show you various shots throughout the different time periods that we captured. We stick our feet in the water. All right, let's look around.
So one thing about this beach is that this is like a photographer's paradise. People come out here and they take so many different photos. We've seen so many people dressed up, getting like with the trees and taking these beautiful professional photos out here.
Yeah, we've been seeing pregnancy pictures, wedding photos, stuff like that.
All kinds of stuff.
There's a shell tree, and you can add a shell to it. I think it's for luck, or maybe for a option to say you're going to return one day.
Yeah.
But it's a tradition, and if you know the exact reason, maybe leave it in the comments below. There's a whole beach of driftwood, but this guy right here wants you to know that's his piece. You cannot take it. He's gonna come back for it. Our next beach is St. Andrew's Beach. It is on the southernmost tip of the island. It is pet friendly. Looks like you can fish here. There's even a couple little pieces of driftwood over there. There's a Wanderer Memorial Trail and a 2-story observational tower. Let's look around.
This beach is pretty nice. It's got this tower, so you can come over here and look out at the water. You have the marshes and all that stuff, so pretty neat. So our next stop is Glory Beach. It's right next to the soccer field. You head back through there. This beach is named Glory Beach because of the 1989 movie Glory that was shot here about the Civil War. Let's go check it out.
This is Glory Beach. It's at the south end of Jekyll Island, and it is stated that you'll be impressed with how wide it is.
It is pretty wide.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I didn't see a bathroom on the way in, but at the sports complex, I do believe there will be a bathroom, so
If you're in need, yeah.
I would check that out. Otherwise, be prepared.
Yeah, and it looks like people are fishing here. So it's a good place to fish, apparently.
Yeah.
Our next beach is called Corsair Beach Park. This one has a lot of parking. There are pavilions, there are bathrooms, and it's huge. Lots of areas to spread out and just to relax. And it's pet friendly. It has pavilions, there's showers, it has this boardwalk down to the beach, and pretty much a lot of parking.
Okay, the last beach we're going to check out is Great Dunes Beach Park. According to Google, this is actually the best beach on the island, and that's because it has volleyball, bocce ball, ample parking, bathrooms, and everything is just accessible. Plus, it's got all this open space. Now, just because it says Great Dunes doesn't mean you can climb on the dunes. There's actually a whole bunch of warnings to stay off the dunes, so make sure you respect that. Now, this was according to Google that this was the best park. If you have a different opinion, please let us know in the comments below. We just came across this little fella. Looks like he's been here a little while. The water is a little murky.
Yes.
So it's sandy, just be prepared for that. It is very relaxing, and it looks like all the beaches we've been to, it's not a strong current or riptide. There was a warning back there that said that when you get out, like it's something about a 10-foot sandbar and it being the most dangerous current, but I really think that's if you're not a strong swimmer. After reviewing the beaches, we thought one of them we'd try out was the Great Dunes. It is a little exposed over here, so we would recommend, and we're not endorsing this in any way for anybody, but you need some shade out here. So not only just a hat, but a place to hang out.
And a little canopy.
A little bit of a push from underneath.
Yeah.
The waves are picking up a little bit, but this is still relatively calm for the Atlantic.
Yeah, compared to Flagler Beach that we were just in 2 days ago.
Yeah, or even Tybee Island.
Woo. Yeah, those were a little bit crazier.
Yeah. The water feels great. It's like 80 degrees.
Yeah.
Our next stop is the Jekyll Island Mini Golf. Now, on this island you can play golf, but if you travel around with kids like we do, you're probably going to be more interested in mini golf. Not only do they have mini golf here, but they have bike rentals and a playground. Let's go check it out.
It's actually $8 per game, and I think I saw something like if you want to play a second game, maybe it's half off. We'll go check that out. You can choose either this course that's kind of shaded or the one out in the sun, so we're glad we chose shade. But once the ball gets to the 18th hole and it goes in, that's it. You don't get the ball back. Getting around the island is fairly easy in a car, but sometimes you don't want to drive around in a car. Now, if you're too old and you don't feel comfortable riding a bike, you have golf carts that you can rent. This is Redbug Motors behind me. A lot of people around the island will be driving in golf carts.
Yeah, top speed on this island is 35 anyway.
Yeah, so no one's gonna be going fast. They have 4-seaters, they have 6-seaters. I did not see a 9-seater, which would have been perfect for us, but we'll put a link down so that you could rent a golf cart.
Our last stop is Beach Village. As we mentioned before, there are actually only 2 places to shop on this entire island. You have the Beach Village, and then you have the Historic District. Beach Village has restaurants, a supermarket, and some gift shops, whereas the Historic District is more of like souvenirs, and I think they had like an ice cream parlor and a couple little restaurants over there.
Jekyll Island, as we've been saying, is not a commercial island. There are no Walmarts, there are no Publixes, there's no gas stations except for when you first come in, right? So this is your only grocery store here. It's called the Jekyll Market. It closes at like 6 p.m. So if you need stuff, make sure you get here early. Leave it to us. We went to Ireland and we come back and of course we find ourselves at an Irish pub. The food here was actually really good, guys, and the service was wonderful. The staff was so friendly and they gave you that southern charm. I definitely recommend, if you're here, check it out at least once. If you want a sub, come over here to Larry's Giant Subs, and they got tons of them, all kinds of different stuff.
We ate here the first night. It was pretty good.
And you can find Larry's Subs at the water park too.
I think this is where we're going to leave you.
Yep.
As always, thank you for coming along with us. Keep exploring.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Yep. Bugs everywhere. The squeaking sun spray. Howdy, y'all.
No commercialism on the island. So you have... Hi!
I'm stuck. I'm stuck.
He's stuck.